Well, I've completed Expedition 7, but those optional milestones are doing something quite interesting. So here I am, in No Man's Sky, digging up some liquid gold, because I'm going to need quite a bit of it to show you what's changed, and more importantly, why you might want to wait before starting the Leviathan expedition. I think I've got enough now. Let's head to the anomaly. Head up and see Polo, and hand him in a few stacks of liquid gold. As you can see, we're quite far into tier 2 and should be hitting tier 3 any day now. Let's hand in a few more stacks. And start popping those memory fragments. And as you'll notice, they're dropping as B class. In the past you might get the occasional B class, but it was mostly all C classes. So when we complete tier 2 and 3, A's, then eventually S's. But judging by the tiers, they've spread it out a bit, so it might not be S's till tier 5. So how are we going to take advantage of this? I've got a plan. So if you haven't started yet, or you plan to run it again, this is anchor point 1, Sebrak something or other. My camera's facing towards the galactic centre, that's my Whispering Edge base, link to the video now. But the system you want, Ukestit Kegog. So that's anchor point 1, move your camera down. Kestak Kakog. I have no idea. When you get to Galaxy, you want the star bulb system. Oh, on a side note, as we're flying down to the planet, there's a crashed freighter base just over the ridge from my base. You can bag that milestone early in the expedition, but let's turn around and head to my base. Use the planetary coordinates if it doesn't show up straight away. Let's take a little tour of my base and see why it might be useful to you. First thing we'll notice, oxygen harvesters. You'll need carbon for them, but I've got you covered. A storage container if you need it, and I got a feeling you probably need it. And some very useful refiners. What you'll need for all the stuff you're going to find in this single biodome. We're not ready to do a complete harvest yet, but we'll come back to that in a bit. And we can also find out exactly how many units we get out of this. A useful teleporter and a nice place to hang out next to the fire, keep yourself warm. An extra landing pad if you need it, but there's something quite important over there. But as we wander over, you probably notice there's no storms. This is a storm-free world, you can wander around fairly safely, mine liquid gold and all that sort of stuff. But yes, I've put down animal feeder, but you only want to put in one pellet at a time. So let's run up to the other animal feeder and put in one pellet again. But as you'll notice, the animals are quite tiny, and do you see that little timer on them? That's important. You want to see it go to 0 or recently fed, like this one here that's recently fed. At that point you can harvest the ancestral memories. You just harvest one of them, wait a few seconds, harvest the other one, or you can reload the game until you get a nice batch. Like I did here. It's a nice selection of animals there. Drop in a single pellet. And start farming. Of course, not all of them might get attracted to you straight away, so maybe put another pellet in. And you can get a nice sequence like I've got going on here, where you're just waiting a few seconds and then selecting about 5 or 6 animals at a time and going round, waiting a few seconds, and so on. So remember, put one pellet in, wait for the clock to go down, when you see recently fed, and then you can harvest. Right, let's go and check our biodome. That's one full biodome. Let's harvest that you might have to harvest in phases, store it in the storage container. Let's go and sell some stuff. Sac Venom, 1.6 million. Ambient Pulse, 250,000. And Gravitino Balls, 1.2 million. And there's plenty of plants in that farm to refine into carbon. And then of course you can refine that into condensed carbon. That'll be very useful to you. And what plants you don't want, you can simply sell. You won't get that much for the plants, but yeah, they're still useful. Of course, when you head back to the anomaly, you can get rid of all those ancestral memories and the liquid gold you've done from any mining. Pick up those memory fragments. Convert into mods that you might need, or sell for nanites. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button, or on the bell thingy. And of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.